So this new tech thing that came out called Proptech. What is Proptech? Property plus technology, Proptech. That's an easy word to make. Basically, Proptech is already here. You know, we've been using it without knowing the word Proptech. You know, it's Zillow, Trulia. You know, you buy houses and you sell a house. You look at the online to look for houses and stuff. You know, most people don't go to real estate agents per se to look at houses on the market. You know, it used to be where you had to go to an agent and they had to print out 100 papers or whatever. You had family, Chris, that was a real estate agent?
So I don't have family personally. I'm the first realtor in my family.
Oh, first realtor in your family?
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah, so
Proptech is like the new trend. It's the new.
Yeah, there's a new thing coming up. So basically, anything for what I'm getting. Let's see here. Read this real quick. Proptech is just one aspect of digital transformation, the global adoption of technology, and a force with a far larger agenda than simply property.
Yeah.
So for what I'm getting, anything, again, it's Proptech. Anything that had to do with real estate and technology, that's Proptech.
Yeah. So
it can be far as getting property or getting the loan approved faster by going to this app, or getting approved faster by going to it.
So yeah, they would be like Zillow. They'd be like the iBuyers and OfferPad and the new tech involved in real estate.
Right. It can, from what I see in here, it can involve anything. Like far as like I know we lockbox codes. You know, landlords and homeowners use lockbox codes.
Yeah, the Bluetooth ones.
Yeah. You know, it can be as a digital thing where you put it on your door and you go on your phone, you type in the PIN code to unlock the door.
Yeah.
So, what y'all guys think about this Proptech? I know as a real estate industry, you know, especially the old heads, you know, the old school that don't use technology. I know a lot of investors old school that use paper to write down their properties and you know.
Yeah, what about Airbnb? Would that be considered a type of?
That's Proptech. Yep, there you go.
Okay, that's
cool. That from what I saw, Airbnb is one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's 2020, so I know we were wishing for. I know back in 2000, I'm thinking 2020 we're gonna have flying cars, but it's not that.
Didn't quite get there.
Yeah. Now we got.
But we have Proptech.
We got Proptech. We don't have flying cars.
Right.
You know, we don't have you know, we're not living in Mars, but hey, we got Proptech to make buying and selling a home easier. However, real estate agents, from what I've heard, are kind of feel threatened by this Proptech because, again, if you can go online yourself and look at a home and click a button, and knowing all the information and do the transaction online, like say Amazon, you know, if you want to get any groceries or whatever, you can order it through your phone. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I see what you're saying, but I've talked to a couple realtors where they've actually been helped by like Zillow offers and Open Door and stuff.
Right.
Especially Zillow, because to list their houses, they'll use the top Zillow agents and whatnot.
There you go. And that's how I see it. Like, you got to step your game.
Right.
If you're a real estate agent, you just have to step your game.
That's
you
right.
know?
And agents aren't going away, you know, like especially the good agents, because
that's all they're doing.
I had a conversation with somebody who's a realtor over lunch. We had lunch earlier this week, and I actually said this to her. I said, "Why do I need a buyer's agent just to buy a house? That's ridiculous. A buyer agent just wants me to buy something. They don't care what my needs are." And she said, "Well, a bad agent doesn't, but a good one, they'll actually look for your needs. They'll point out everything wrong with it,
Right.
and then they'll try and get you that house at a discount."
Right.
A good agent will.
A
bad
agent
agent will say, "I just want my 3%.
Right.
Do you want it or not?"
Right.
So
Chris, your agent, what do you think?
Yeah, so you spoke about a couple things that I would like to touch on as far as Zillow and how that's incorporated in our business. Not to talk about who we are, but we do have over 250 5-star reviews on our team. So we do get that a lot where if somebody's looking on Zillow, we pop up there and they give us a call. And so working primarily with buyers myself, I really make it a point to be able to not feel threatened by the technology, but use it to my advantage.
Right.
So
there you go.
And a lot of that's coming out now, especially on the lending side. And I know that's something we'll probably talk a little bit about as you getting into the Proptech stuff. You're talking about more so like syndication and crowdfunding and like private money for real estate. But also there's big platforms right now, such as Keller Mortgage. You can do that all online. Rocket Mortgage, you can do all that online. There's more and more tools coming out that if you know how to use them as a realtor and you trust them, that's the biggest thing is I'm not selling houses, I'm selling myself.
Right.
So I'm trying to get people to believe in me, that they trust me, and then I'm going to get them a great deal on a home and be able to incorporate all their needs within that as well. So the thing I thought was really cool about when I was reading up on Proptech, because all that stuff that we've already kind of talked about, it being, you got the iBuyer movement, even Keller Williams is incorporating iBuying, Zillow, it's coming, Amazon, it's coming, right? So the thing that I thought was cool about Proptech and how it's defined, it's more so not just describing the actual individual tools, but also the idea. It's a movement, right? So you're talking about old heads that really stuck to pen and paper and do everything this way, right?
Yeah.
But it's also the idea of the revolution of technology and how it's going to affect real estate. And I thought that was really cool.
Right.
Personally.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Again, everything is technology is evolving. Real estate is just the real estate industry is a little behind.
Yeah, that's okay.
And now time to catch up.
Yeah, we're catching up with this new Proptech.
Yeah, and if you are a good real estate agent or investor, you can use this technology in your advantage to make better decisions and get more information on things.
For sure.
I think this also helped consumers, clients, to be easier because now you don't have to argue, go back and forth of why this house is this price and from what I study on this is that with this, how long it take for a house to close, a deal to close, like 30 days to get a home loan?
It depends.
30, 60, 80, long stuff.
Yeah.
But
government loans are going to be around that 50 to 60 day mark.
Right.
Anything conventional FHA, you can get in 30 days or less.
So what I'm getting is Proptech is trying to solve that, where you can just get a property in less than a day or a couple of days versus 30, 60 days or whatever.
Right.
Also, like, it has something to do with blockchain. Y'all familiar with blockchain, like crypto, Bitcoin?
I know a little bit about it.
Yeah. So, again, I don't know everything about it, but my opinion is they're just gonna solve a lot of problems in the real estate industry, and I don't personally see anything wrong with it. And again, it's 2020, guys. This is your flying car.
Right.
We'll see what happens in 2030
for real estate.
let's see here. It's in 2000. Yeah, nobody wants to wait for anything. I know I don't.
Right.
You know, again, it's about that instant gratification, and I think that's what the Proptech is for.
Right.
It's trying to do that instant gratification.
Yeah.
In terms of real estate, like being able to get things quicker,
Mm-hmm.
speed up the
Especially when we-
process.
Millennials. I'm 29. You're 29.
Yeah,
You
and I'm
know.
like, we'll say I'm 29
Yeah.
too, sure.
Yeah, they will say, hey,
We won't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I know for me personally, I want it now. I don't want to wait, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But this made cash liens as well, like instead of waiting for title to come in.
Well,
You
a
can
lot
go
of
that
the
real quick.
process of what makes it take so long is just kind of the prep work of getting it ready to like sellable condition, and then getting the marketing for it ready,
Right.
and making it look great, and then listing it. And if it's a hot market, then hopefully you find a buyer quick, and if not, and maybe you priced it too high, then you gotta wait longer.
Sure.
And so yeah, the closing has never I guess been the issue. Like closing 30 days is pretty
Right.
standard, but I guess everything in between you deciding to sell it and then somebody closing on the house, that in between is like usually what takes so long and such
Exactly.
a hassle, right?
Because it's funny that you mentioned the instant gratification. So, working primarily with buyers, whenever we get an offer accepted, you're on top of the world, right?
Yeah.
But then you have that lull, just like you were talking about. You got, you get through inspections, and then you got to do appraisals, and then you got to wait for underwriting to come back and stamp that loan and say it's approved. And so, it is difficult. And I think I kind of equate it to, because I've been in the car business, the construction business, like I've done a lot of stuff throughout my short 29 years, and so
just all trade here.
Right.
Here.
and so I kind of equate it to when I was in the car industry and Carvana started to come into play, right? So Carvana is a 100% online buying experience for cars, and so you get a 7-day test drive. They bring the car to your house. If you don't like it, they'll come pick it up, right? And so that was supposed to be really all the rage. And then it's just hard when you're dealing with larger purchases, like a car or a house. Like even Zillow, there's some inaccuracies. As accurate as it is tied in MLS, sometimes it does not update, or not everybody is able to truly trust a machine yet.
Yeah.
And that's where the agent comes in. That's where that car salesman still has a job. And so I think, like you said, people being scared of it, it's more so because they don't have that mindset shift of how I can use this to help me.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, there's always going to be a job for people that can sell, because the best salesman, it's like more of an emotional thing, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Yeah. So I don't think agent had anything to work with it, because worry about, because again, when you buy a home, when you sell a home, it's a emotional process.
Yeah, it's emotional process.
So you need that agent to guide you.
So putting
Be that guidance counselor. The therapist. I think, in my opinion, people look at real estate agent as a therapist more than their real therapist. Therapist with a license.
Yeah, bro. I've answered a lot of
Let
questions
it
about
out.
a lot of different
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just as fancy as the machines get, and like the exact algorithm that tells you the exact number and make it quick and easy, that's never going to replace like the agent that's able to tell you why this is the perfect home for you and why it fits your needs in your specific situation.
Exactly.
So.
But besides that, Proptech can be like, again, anything that has any technology that has something to do with real estate. So let's play along here. Let's imagine what kind of technology you can see Proptech making. I'm thinking the fish suspension. Instead of having a person come here, like they make up some type of device to scan the house. Like a scanner. There's a scan that property, and you can know what hole is on the wall, how old the roof,
Yeah.
anything like that. So
Well, I've heard of.
what are you hoping they'll make? What's the problem?
Well, I don't know if I hope for this, but I have heard that they're like working on robots to like 3D print houses or something. And
Oh, see, that's
probably-
Proptech, guys.
Probably already exists. I'm sure it does, but
Yeah,
I mean that can be a conversation for another podcast.
I got a
I mean-
prototype somewhere.
But yeah, there's like robots that can do new construction apparently,
There you go.
and I haven't seen it in Louisville yet.
Yeah, it's
but,
pretty wild.
It's coming. See,
but it's
we didn't got flying cars again. We got Proptech.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, what about you, Chris? What do you think they're gonna make?
Man, I don't know. I saw one thing about PropTech I thought was really cool too, talking about commercial buildings, where obviously the AC units that can adjust themselves based on how many people are in the room,
Right.
the lights that can shut themselves off when there's nobody else in the meeting to save energy, like all of that stuff being automatic. And one of the things that I thought was really cool, and I haven't seen it a lot here in Louisville yet, but I know it's in places like Nashville and stuff, is using commercial buildings to rent out meeting space, like especially for startup companies, like they do it. You can rent an office space for a month or a week or a day. You can just walk in and use an office space. And I saw something about how they use drones to do safety inspections of property.
See?
So that, I think that kind of plays into maybe what you were talking about with inspections, but as an aerial outside view, and then being able to just come in, set down a camera, scan the room, and move from, a typical home inspection takes like 3 hours. And that's if you're not doing additional things, termite, radon, like typically more than one person does that home inspection. So you could probably at least cut it in half by doing, using tech and making it more efficient.
Yeah, those inspections are really what I guess really kill it for people, because I remember when my parents, they sold their old house years ago, they found like the radon or something through the inspection, and then it's like, oh no, they found something. The inspector got us.
Right. Yeah, they always find something.
Yeah, we're Proptech. You can't hide, right?
Yeah.
Right, but it would be quicker to make that process streamlined. I mean, I can see why that would help homeowners.
And see, that's another thing too, coming in as the agent, being able to navigate those inspections. Because if the buyer or seller is looking at that report and it becomes that emotional thing, right?
Yeah,
So where they're looking at, they're like, oh my gosh, they said 27 things are wrong with my house.
Right.
And then as the buyer's agent, you're looking at it and you're saying, yes, they're gonna find something. No house is perfect, but here are the few things we can touch on and kind of navigate through and keep everybody level-headed about it.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Proptech, guys. Look forward to it. Looking at smart buildings and more technology to come to make our life easier. And hopefully, I hope it does solve that 30 days, 60 day long wait problems.
Yeah.